I don't know. The corn dogs, I've never had one. They look gross.
Oh, corn dogs are legitimately disgusting.
Okay.
I as a person who's looked like they've eaten a lot of corn dogs in their day, I could tell you with 100% confidence and certainty, oh, you feel nasty every single time you ingest one.
Yeah,
so.
That's exactly how Sideshow looked at the desk. But I think
you also
the series,
heard his chewing, too?
Yeah,
it
was kind of gross. But I think the series will be rather close. I know we saw FNRGFE play yesterday. I know on the new update, they played pretty well. You know, Buds was pretty successful with some Junkrat plays. But I still think, you know, every time we go in, we're like, oh, maybe the other team will be able to win against EnVision, and EnVision just kind of comes out and rolls them. But I think FNRGFE, they realize how important this match is, just in terms of, obviously, you want to win the series. That's what you would do in a competitive league.
Way to go, John Madden.
In a competitive season. No problem, man. Here, just break things down. But, you know, if you don't win the series, obviously, you'd like to take maps. You would lose as well. If you do not win, you end up losing.
Yeah. You know, we were talking about this off camera, though, X. This is a match that I've been looking forward to because these are two teams who I've come to really enjoy. EnVision, very passionate squad. If you guys ever get a chance, check out those the YouTube videos from McGravy's POV, where you know they kind of close out a couple games there. I think there was one on Gibraltar that was particularly exciting. And then for FNRGFE, I mean, these guys, they've just been such a scrappy team. And you know, Sideshow's not totally wrong when he says like this is a squad of leftovers, but you know they're the good kind of leftovers, the one that you definitely want to eat at the end of the day.
You would definitely reheat them.
You definitely reheat that. You don't want to go in that and have it cold.
You wouldn't throw them away,
especially if it's a corn dog. That being said, though, let's go ahead and hop into the action as it will be Village Nepal, and we are going to be running a Pharah Mercy here for the side of FNRGFE.
Yeah, and for EnVision, you're not going to see Jaru take out the Genji here at the beginning. He'll be running the 76. So usually, you know, when we do see them run a 76, we've seen McGravy pick up those responsibilities, and Jaru, you know, go over. He'll either run the Tracer or stick with the Genji. But Bud's up in the sky here, doing some work, able to take out Numlocked with some nicely placed rockets. You're also going to get a DMEC on Nasani.
Yeah, they are going to be able to get the upper hand here. FNRGFE as they get the kills, and it seems like they are going to be able to cap the point now. And this guy right here, Buds on Pharah, has just been such a great part of this squad. They managed to get that first possession onto the point now. And let's see how FNRGFE are going to be able to hold this one here, because they have to deal with that Pharah.
And right now, you see FNRGFE, they're building up ultimates as well. You know, talking about the supports, right? They're going to have the Resurrection for the next fight. They're going to have a sound barrier here as well. So things looking good early for FNRGFE. Clockwork throws his pulse bomb, does not even come close to connecting with Sani. We'll see if he can get that DMAC.
Ooh.
Now, you lost Bonnie, so you don't have the res. You're going to use the sound barrier.
Yeah, sound barrier is going to compensate for the loss there, especially considering that Bonnie did have that resurrection. They are able to get a couple picks there onto the DPS, though. But EnVision were able to answer back by taking out Coolmat. Now you have that Transcendence coming through for Goliath here, and EnVision will be getting a couple kills here on the board. But for FNRGFE, they're just going to continue to look to stall this out as much as they possibly can, get past 50% at this point. Bonnie with the tempo res onto Boink to bring them back into the action. And now you're starting to see here as FNRGFE are bringing it to EnVision.
Yeah, Muma's going to use his Primal Rage. FNRGFE just staying alive longer on the point, getting more percentage. Now EnVision, you don't really have a lot of ults to work with here. You just have your self-destruct, your own Primal Rage. It's going to be Jaru using his tac visor. He's able to get one. His teammates picking up some more kills as EnVision trying to turn this point.
Yeah, and you look at what EnVision had to invest into that one there, X, and I think overall for FNRGFE to get 75% gained on the point, very successful in my personal opinion.
Yeah, and I wonder if you use that res, obviously, to bring Boink back up into the fight, if you're going to switch off of the Pharah Mercy here. Looks like they're going to stay with it. I think that was, at least when I was watching it, I was like, well, maybe they'll use the res here. Now you Bud switch off the spawn. If the other team gets the point, it's going to be a little bit harder to break in with that Pharah Mercy combo. But they'll stay with the Pharah Mercy going into the next fight. All they have to work with is a self-destruct, and they actually take the point.
Well, they were able to make the flip happen. Sani gets the kill there with the Diva Bomb, and now it's going to be EnVision really just tipping the odds in their favor by removing the supports from the equation, as well as Coolmat, so you don't get the Diva protection there as well. And EnVision, for the time being, will hold. But look at this, they're gaining so much percentage. That flip, I mean, you're at 93% now, and FNRGFE were able to kind of just like waltz in there, flip it, and get a little bit more percentage out of it.
Yeah, they get closer towards the end of the game. I mean, it's really going to come down to one fight. If FNRGFE is able to win it, they'll end up taking the first point here on Nepal. And You look for EnVision, you do have your sound barrier, you have your pulse bomb. We'll see if FNRGFE can force one of those out, because you'll end up having your own sound barrier, then eventually get your own res.
Well, they are going to lose Boink, so there you have it. No more sound barrier is going to come into fruition in this fight here, but they are able to get some kills onto Numlocked and Jaru, demeching the Diva there. McGravy just trying to whittle down the health of Coolmat. A little bit on that one alongside of Muma as well, just trying to dance around as best he can. McGravy doing his best, but unfortunately for him, he will fall, and this is kind of the position that you're afraid of here. You're going to have Boink in this fight, and now EnVision, they have to move, and they have nothing to work with.
Yeah, there's nothing they can really do right now. The point will go to FNRGFE. They win that final fight, even after losing Boink when he's getting very close to the sound barrier. Coolmat grabs one with the self-destruct. You saw Buds use his rocket barrage there. As FNRGFE able to make the Pharah Mercy work on the first point.
That retake really stung there, man. You're at 75%. They were able to delay it all the way till 93.
Yes, and then on this point, this is where we saw FNRGFE use the same comp yesterday. They had Buds run the Junkrat. Coolmat moves over to Zarya. They're going to bring Muma in on Reinhardt. Then Clockwork will play the McCree. So EnVision, they'll have a Junkrat of their own. So they'll have McGravy pick up the Junkrat responsibilities. You know, the only difference between these teams is it looks like Goliath will be running the Mercy here at the beginning still. Well, actually, no, it was Bonnie the last time for FNRGFE. Yeah. They have Goliath picking up Mercy for EnVision, and you'll have Jaru running the 76 instead of bringing a McCree.
Well, if you put that damage boost onto the Junkrat, right, think about how much that's going to really hurt the other squad here. So maybe that's, you know, their play with McGravy. Trying to see if they can win this one out now. The fight for the bridge, as you typically would see.
It does look like that is what's happening here on the side of EnVision. It looks like you're damage boosting the Junkrat, and you're just letting him just spam and just put down even more damage. So it's going to be Muma, though, just charging right into Numlock. He's able to take him out, but he goes flying, gets hit with a few mines. It's going to be a push coming in here for FNRGFE.
Yeah, they're looking to just get possession here of the bridge. You're able to take out Goliath. Numlock will be coming back into the fight, but so far, so good for FNRGFE as they establish control here right off the break. And, you know, a good plan, but Goliath is going to switch off of the Mercy. I think they recognize they just much rather have the ability to heal at range as well as the Biotic Nade from the Ana. And now let's see what FNRGFE are going to do here on defense.
I mean, it's going to be a double kill there from Buzz. He's going to use those mines that Junkrat has two. He's going to blow up both supports on the side of EnVision. So EnVision, you're going to see them use their Riptire here. It's going to force FNRGFE to back up a little bit. They don't want to play too close to that choke, get hit with the Riptire. But now in this next fight, FNRGFE has a lot to work with, Alex. You see they have their grab, they have the Earth Shatter,
oh boy,
their own Riptire. Look to see maybe a grab plus Riptire combo. It's going to be Coolmat, Nano boosted up, dropping down the grab.
Well, they're able to get 2 kills. Coolmat there onto McGravy and Saney, and EnVision are in dire straits at this point in time. A lot of damage being put forward here. Jaru has to take a nap for the time being, and this will be FNRGFE holding down, and they only invested, well, they invested the Nano and the Graviton into that fight, but you have so much more to work with.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get the Nano back, right, quite quickly with Ana's healing at range. Now this next fight, I think it's one EnVision really needs to take advantage of here. They have their own Graviton Surge. You have your own Sound Barrier. You're going to get Numlocked with an Earth Shatter, and you're most likely going to get your own Nano as well.
Well, there goes the Graviton Surge and rival Sound Barriers on each side. Riptire comes through. It's going to pick up the kill there onto Saney. And FNRGFE continue to hold this one down, as Buds has just been lights out with this Junkrat.
Yeah, EnVision, they use their Graviton Surge, and they're not able to really push behind it. You hear the Deadeye come in from Clockwork. You also had Buds use his own Riptire, stop anything that EnVision had going for him. They also invested a Sound Barrier into that for both teams. As now we'll see a Riptire come out for the side of EnVision. It'll be a big grab, though, coming in from Coolmat.
Oh, boy. Well, they don't get a lot out of that one as far as kills are concerned, but the damage was done as they kept them away from the point long enough. And that is going to give them a 2-0 victory there. FNRGFE out of the gate already. And this was the conversation that was going on at the desk. FNRGFE, all these map wins matter. And if you win the game, that's even better because of the position that you are against Rogue going into playoffs. This is a very important game.
Yeah, there towards the end, you saw Coolmat use his Graviton Surge, knows in the position that FNRGFE is in, that they can't let, I mean, all they have to do is use that grab that EnVision can't get out of it, walk towards the point, and that'll secure map number 1 for FNRGFE.
They had control from beginning to end on control. Like that? No?
Sure. I loved it, Alex.
Thanks, buddy.
Spreading positivity.
Always have my back. Anyway, guys, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, map number 2. Let's see where EnVision decide to go for this one. Matt may slap me in the middle of the commercial break. We have no idea. But in any case, we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, everyone, as we get ready for map number 2 here between FNRGFE and EnVision. The Corn Dogs managed to get game number 1.
Yeah.
And now they're in a much better position when you talk about the playoff picture.
Well, look, if you're Rogue watching this game, I know this is going to be very scary because if FNRGFE is able to take this series, you kind of think that Envy series with Rogue is a must-win at that point. And I think...
and then, given how Envy's been playing...
Yeah, Envy's been great. I think Rogue yesterday showed us, that obviously they get over some of the, issues they were having. Just, not able to, come to the States. They're in Canada for a little bit. Now they get back to their normal setups and whatnot, what they're really capable of. So I think that's actually going to be a tremendous match. I would not actually count Rogue out of that match at all. I think Rogue can definitely show up.
Oh, without a doubt. Probably one of our most exciting matches going into, and for the final week too, you couldn't have asked for it to play out a better way for the audience. For Rogue, I'm sure they'd much rather it be a much different situation here. But guys, we're going to be going to Kings Row, as this will be EnVision's choice here. See what they opt to use. You have FNRGFE on the defense.
Yeah, looks like they'll have Junkrat here on defense for FNRGFE. It'll be Buds, manning that role yet again. Clockwork will be picking up 76. So just a little bit of a different variation. Last time we saw Clockwork on the McCree. This time we see him on the Soldier 76. I think the real question is, what does EnVision decide to do? Jaru's been so good on Genji, and I don't think we saw him played at all there on the first map.
No.
He's really played a lot of Genji and Doomfist, but his Genji's really been the thing that we've kind of showed out about.
Yeah,
right?
it's
been phenomenal.
It's been what everyone's been talking about, right? It's performance after performance, really, for Jaru. But we're gonna get the. It seems like we're gonna get the McCree out of them here. And okay, so maybe they run with that same kind of setup again, where they just try and power up the Junkrat so that he could just apply more damage with that damage boost.
I guess. I mean, we'll see how it works out for EnVision. I mean, I personally speaking, I didn't really love it, on Nepal, but I mean, maybe you're able to make it work a little bit better here. It's, it'll be EnVision starting their attack here on board with McGravy, as you see, just laying down a ton of damage, forcing FNRGFE back towards that back left corner.
And that's just what Junkrat's so good at doing, man. Like, really just the presence of those shots. It's really difficult to deal with, especially considering that you don't have a diva to absorb them, but you are going to get powered up. And no, Buds on the other side with those first two picks there is going to take out Jaru McGravy, prompting EnVision to have to go back and protect themselves in this fight as they get cleaned up.
Yeah, so you have Clockwork putting down a lot of damage behind the Rhine shield on the point for FNRGFE, and you have Buds who just comes through the hotel and he's just spamming Junkrat grenades behind Numlocked, and there's really nothing that EnVision can do in that position, right? Because what are you going to do? Try and double back towards the Junkrat, then you're going to leave yourself open to the 76 and the Zarya play, so puts them in a very difficult position, as we'll see if EnVision decides to change up some of their strats here, as McGravy does earn himself a Riptire, and you're going to have your res as well. It's going to be cool, Matt, dropping McGravy. Goliath brings him right back into the action.
Hey, you're going to have that resurrection there, right? I mean, at the very least, that tempo res keeping the action going, keeping you in this one, but now you ended up losing out on your support as well as your tank. The sound barrier has come down, but it seems like it's just too little too late. They don't get much value out of that one, and they're just going to have to double back here. Riptire being used on the other side here for Buds. He doesn't get much value out of that either.
He gets shot out of the sky by Jaru, and
yeah,
for EnVision, you use your res, and then you use your sound barrier when you only have 2 members alive there. It's a tough fight there for EnVision. It'll be FNRGFE using their sound barrier to try and stay alive. They're going to use a Graviton Surge as well. It'll be McGravy using a Riptire, trying to force the members of FNRGFE back, not allowing them to push up, get a lot of follow-through on that graph.
Yeah, but they do get the kill onto Coolmat, so maybe they're going to look to put this one in their favor here, as that will have to prompt FNRGFE to back away, wait for their teammates to come up. They are able to get that first tick, X.
Yeah, I mean, FNRGFE, they burnt a ton of ultimates there. Now you're going to have the Graviton Surge. You're going to have Attack Visor here as well for EnVision. They've gotten the 2 ticks.
Did manage to make that one happen, but Buds, he's just getting these kills. Graviton Surge is out to keep Muma in place, but they're just not really following it up with a ton of kills there, and they have a lot of presence on the point.
You had nobody there to follow it up. You used the Grav, and all of that was alive was Jaru, who's trying to go on a flank through the hotel.
He wasn't in
position. And you had Goliath, who was on the point, too, for EnVision, so you don't get any follow-up there for the Graviton Surge. It's not ideal. You see the move away from the Junkrat now. McGravy will go over to the Tracer. We'll see if Jaru goes to the Genji. We have not seen him play it thus far.
Well, immediately getting a kill there on this push-up. Now you're going to have less than a minute remaining here, and if you're EnVision, it's do or die. You got to make something happen, but you lost out on your tank there as well. Early on in the fight, you lost out on your support. That's just going to slow things down, and EnVision are getting stopped at the front door, X.
And Coolmat makes an adjustment. He goes off of Zarya when he dies there. He goes over to D.Va now. And now you see Jaru. He's going to switch things up. He's going to go to Genji. You're going to bring out the D.Va as well. As Saini switches. Numlock going to go off of Reinhardt here to Winston. But now with only 30 seconds left, you have no opportunity to build up ults on any of these guys. And you're going to lose McGravy right away.
Yeah, and you already know that since you got that first kill, it's just going to allow you to have free reign to do whatever you want, because you don't have to worry about the back line and those nades just flying through. Goodbye, Goliath. I mean, you have 15 seconds to get back into the action. You still haven't popped that nano boost just yet. Riptire is going to keep everyone at bay more than likely as he climbs around the wall.
You can use it to stall.
Yeah, he's using that new feature where Junkrat can put the tire on the wall there. No time is wasted. Now we're going to be in overtime. They do manage to get a body on the point here. backing away, but it seems like the kills are coming in for FNRGFE. Soundberry on the other side, though. Jaru, he's going to be in a world of hurt. Not a lot of health remaining for him. They're going to sweep right through him on that one. A couple members remaining for EnVision as they're trying their best to get onto this point, but it's going to be all for naught here as the Soundbearer comes through to add insult to injury. Overtime continues to tick on down. And so far, this has just been all FNRGFE thus far as you start to see more members of EnVision trickle onto the point.
It has been a fantastic hold for FNRGFE. Saini dies on the point there. And it'll be a hold on the first point on defense for FNRGFE. And I think for EnVision, obviously, Buds on the Junkrat was a big issue for them. They were not really able to deal with what he was dishing out. But I think it was just some really poorly timed ultimate usage from EnVision that really hurt them there. And then when you want to go over towards a comp that you've used before, that you've had really good success with, I know you just don't have enough time. You're not able to build up a Dragon Blade or anything like that.
Do you, if you were EnVision in this situation, do you switch out to the Genji a lot sooner? Like, they switched out at pretty much the last second. I mean, it was 25, 30 seconds remaining on the clock. You know the Jaru's been a great Genji. Or do you think it just doesn't make much of a difference?
I mean, why change what's been working consistently over the last few weeks? I mean, every time we've seen like a clip from EnVision or some kind of highlight, like it's Jaru on the Genji, right? Like saving the day, McGravy there on the Tracer, like both of those guys just putting in so much work that you see when you don't have Jaru on the Genji, like, at the beginning of this series at least, it's definitely hurt them a little bit.
But you also see the impact, the immediate impact that Junkrat has had on all these teams and in these matches that we've commentated thus far. Just the presence of Buds there has been such a nuisance, and I don't think EnVision have figured it out at all.
But you didn't need to figure it out. You watched Envy play FNRGFE on this map yesterday and use a strategy that worked with the triple tank. You could have came in here and expected pretty much the same thing, which now you're seeing EnVision do. Now you see they bring out the Diva, Zarya, Reinhardt combination, and they'll have McGravy on the 76. But I know if you watched yesterday, I mean, Friday night, people got things going down. Maybe they went out.
Got to hit up the club.
Yep. As ZP would say, you have to hit up the club.
Yeah, ZP, he goes clubbing quite a bit. I'm a little worried about him. Anyway, here we go, guys. Doors are open. FNRGFE, time for them to attack here. As they don't go through the center, they decide to make their way out to the right-hand side, and very different from what we saw before. Do they succeed on this first push here?
Well, here's the thing too. If FNRGFE, their push falls apart, where you see Jaru take out Muma at the beginning, what do? Do they switch Buds off of the Junkrat? Do they commit to using the Junkrat?
Well, now that the triple tank has shown up, and that was the kryptonite for Buds on Junkrat last time, maybe they go with it another push, see if they can get some value out of it, but if not, then perhaps you make that switch happen. But you're already going to get that pickup onto McGravy now. So let's see how they're going to play this one out. As EnVision, they're going to take some shots from behind the hotel. It's going to prompt them to have to move around, and Junkrat continuing to lay down some more fire here. And the kills are coming through for FNRGFE thus far, having to prompt EnVision to back away. You lose out on the DMAC, and this has just been FNRGFE rolling on
EnVision really doesn't have the luxury of backing out here, right? I mean, you see how close FNRGFE is to winning map number 2. Coming off the spawn, you'll have Numlock with an Earth Shatter. He pops it there, Muma blocks it. That will be all. It'll be FNRGFE dominating map number 2 here, going up 2-0 in our series.
Oh boy, if you're Rogue, you're a little concerned here.
Oh, our first Junkrat play of the game?
Let's go.
All right, turn up.
I'm with it. Let's see. What do we have here? What play was this? So far, a lot of walking. Okay. Just throwing a mine on someone's face. It's just the most absurd thing.
Giving Junkrat a lot of props. He walked very well. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. That's what we were waiting for that.
Yeah. Well, a solid showing once again. FNRGFE, they're getting more and more comfortable around this Junkrat. I think that match against Envy taught them a lot of lessons as well. I would have to imagine. I mean, when you play against a team like Envy, there's nothing but lessons to take away from that.
I'm surprised EnVision didn't use some of the same tactics that we saw Envy use yesterday, where they move effect over to the Zarya, and they were really effective against that Junkrat.
Yeah, well, folks, that's going to put FNRGFE 2-0 here against EnVision, a position that EnVision really haven't been in all that much. So it is a bit odd to see. We're going to go to a break, though. When we come back, well, the guys are going to break it all down, let us know what we just witnessed and their takes from it. And then we have game 3 and 4 coming up after this one. So we'll catch you in just a few.